Hello BookTube, welcome back to my channel. This is David, and today I'm going to just kind of look at future plans, including my June TBR and what I'm going to be doing beyond, so that some of you, if you're so inclined to join along, have time to make plans to find a copy of said book, whatever the case may be. So let's start with just going through June real quick, and then after that I'll have kind of a scattershot approach to how I'm talking about everything else. So June is a very full month. Go figure, May was a full month. Why wouldn't I fill up June too? I mean, I've been roped into something at the very last minute based on some cool people. So for June, I'm going to be doing ANCIENTSATHON, and so I have a couple of books on that list that I'm hoping to hit at some point in time. If anything's going to fall off, it's probably going to be some of the ANCIENTSATHON stuff, simply because it's not a mandatory thing. So the first thing I'm going to be reading is I'm going to be reading the play Everyman, which I've got in one of my medieval anthologies back there on the shelf. I don't have an individual book for that, but that is one of the ones that I'm very much intending to read. It should be a relatively short afternoon, I can knock it out kind of read. I'm planning on rereading the Inferno, so I found a copy of this on the cheap. This is the John C.R.D. translation. And so what I'm going to be doing starting June 1st is I'm going to be doing a Canto-a-day. I'm breaking this into bite-sized chunks, so it won't be done all the way in June, but I'll be able to get through most of it. And my plan is to read a canto, kind of take notes in the book as I'm going, watch Tom L.A. Book's video, because he's done a video for each and every canto. He's in Purgatorio right now, and my intent is to go through the entire Divine Comedy trio, doing that same kind of format. Now, at some point in time, I'll probably catch up to him in Purgatorio. We'll probably pause and let him get ahead, and then I'll hop on Paradiso much later. But if you want to join me, I have started a Discord channel. This is one of the channels in there, or one of the things in there, so we can do a canto a day. We can chat about it, we can talk about what we've pulled out. I mean, each canto is only a couple of pages, so it's not asking a ton of investment on time to be able to do that, just a daily regimen. This just showed up today. I'm so excited to read the Lais of Marie de France. My nonfiction read, I'd started previously, but it's the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. This was actually my book spin number 2 pick from my bookshelf. I'd hoped to get to it in May. I still might get some more of it done over the course of this long weekend, but I'm definitely wanting to hit this in June. And then, of course, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. This is the one, so my Medieval Monthly, I'm starting up monthly kind of book club, read along, medieval text. Sir Gawain and the Green Knight is the June pick. There is a channel for it in Victoria from a Musical Brickworms Discord. She kindly made a spot for us to gather and chat on this. And then Medieval Monthly after June will shift over to my Discord. I'll have a link for hers down below. The buddy read for ANCIENTSATHON I'm going to do The Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. And then my Inklingalong for the month of June. I don't have the book yet. It's supposed to be showing up any day now. The Pilgrim's Regress by C.S. Lewis. And again, just like the Sir Gawain, there's a spot to chat about it in Victoria's Discord, and then future months for Inklingalong will move into mine. So that's a lot of books already, and that's just getting things started. So Jeremy Fee laid down the Appendix N challenge this month, which is basically there's, I think, 28 authors that are mentioned in the Appendix N from the D&D handbook. And so these are foundational people that inspired Dungeons and Dragons at some point in time in its creation process. And so the challenge is to read something by each of those authors. So I'm starting that in June. Now I'm not going to be all crazy and make a plan on these are the exact books that I'm going to read. But I do have my first pick in here, The King of Elfland's Daughter by Lord Dunsany. So I started it in April, put it on hold because my May was full. I'm not very far in it. I might just restart it and plow through this. So my goal is to get through one of these a month for the Appendix N. And again, you can chat along with me in my Discord about it. I'm doing a buddy read with Jess from the Caffeinated Bookworm. I don't have the copy of the book yet. Hyperion by Dan Simmons. So if you're interested in joining along with us on that, that'd be great. We'd love to have you. I got roped into reading Wise Blood by Flannery O'Connor in the Literary Discourse read along. I think they're doing the discussion on it on June 10th. I got ebook of it after looking extensively yesterday for a copy physically. Couldn't find one. But I'm almost through chapter 1 tonight, so I've gotten a start on that. And then my crazy challenge. So I'll have a link to the video down below, but I took Michael K. Vaughan up on his read every book by challenge. And I said that I was going to spin the wheel June 8th, which is my birthday, to determine what author I'm going to read. And that if I doubled my subscriber count, which would be at 122, that I would read every book by 2 authors. So it's looking like I'm going to be reading 2 authors, one a month, one book by each of them a month, reading them in chronological order. So there will be 2 books there added on my monthly TBRs every single month. If we happen to hit the stretch goal and I get to 183 by June 8th, I will also be reading every single X-Men with Michael K. Vaughan. I kind of hope that happens. Not that my month needs it, but it'd be cool to get some X-Men readings in there as well. So now we move to July. So the Canto-a-day will probably continue finishing Inferno and going into Purgatorio. The Appendix N reading that I've got for that is going to be 9 Princes in Amber by Roger Zelazny. The Literary Discourse is going to be reading East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I haven't completely committed to doing it. I think they're splitting it across July and August. I may join them on that. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how June goes. Because I've got 2 read every book buys. I might have read every X-Men in there. I've got a buddy read with Beth Ann. We're going to be reading A Hobbit, A Wardrobe, and a Great War. So this is about Tolkien, Lewis, and the cataclysm of World War I and how it impacted them. So if you'd like to join us on that, please let me know. For Medieval Monthly, we're going to be doing Egil's Saga, E-G-I-L _S Saga. Get into Viking Saga. It's a good starting one. I don't have a copy yet. These things I have imaginary copies of, I'm hoping to pick up shortly after my birthday when I have hopefully an Amazon card or something to be able to pick up a couple of these. And then Inklingalong, I thought I knew what I was going to do. I kind of hinted at to a couple of different people what I was going to do. So my tentative plan, and this is very, very much subject to change, is to break out the beast. The Silmarillion, it intimidates people. I love this book. I hated it in my first read. I fell in love in my second and third reads. I'm excited to reread this. I'm excited to talk about it with people. Steve Donahue caught wind, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're doing this without me. Let's plan this out." So I don't know what we're doing yet. I don't know if it's going to be starting in July or not. If it's not, I'll have a different Tolkien pick that is not uh, Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings, because this is a great one to start with because you'll learn so much about the background, the lore in Middle Earth, to where when you see those things get mentioned in passing in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, it'll make so much more sense. So the plan is to kind of split this in half, read half 1 month, half in the second month. So TBD, hopefully July and August we'll be doing the Silmarillion. I'd love to have as many of you along on this as I can. In July, there's also a tentative reading along of, gosh, why am I drawing a blank here? City of Ladies with She Was Only Evie. I know there's been light discussion on it. Hopefully I can get some confirmation and hammer out the details with her on that. So I'm hoping to buddy read that with her as well, because if you haven't checked out her channel, she's awesome. I'll link her channel down below. So that brings us to August. We'll obviously continue the Silmarillion if we're starting it in July. We'll be finishing Purgatorio in the Canto-a-day, maybe. Depends on how Tom's coming on his videos. So for the Medieval Monthly pick, the Song of Roland. So it's a nice, relatively short, I mean, this is not all the poem, this whole book. Well, maybe it is actually mostly the poem. But I mean, it's not long. It's, what, 200 pages? I mean, all of y'all that read sci-fi and fantasy, 200 is like you aren't even out of the starting town on some of these books. Wheel of Time. So I'm looking forward to reading that. My Appendix N pick. I'm going to read at least the first book of Dying Earth. And then I've got a buddy read with a whole bunch of people. Kate Howe, Christy Lewis at Dostoevsky in Space, and a whole bunch of others. We're going to be reading Memoirs of a Geisha. We've got a Voxer group kind of set up to read this. I'm super excited to reread this book. There's also, I forgot to mention, I believe in August, maybe? It's either going to be in July or August, but there's going to be a read of Herodotus, which I'm excited to jump in on with Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats. I think she's going to be making a Voxer chat and an announcement for it sometime soon. So I'm really looking forward to jumping in on that. There's the Literary Discourse is going to be doing a read-along of Anna Karenina in October and November that I'm planning on joining for a reread of that. They're also going to be reading The Idiot in December, which I actually found a copy of that before I knew about it, but I'm going to join them on that as well. And we'll see. I'll plan out the rest of the year for Medieval Monthly and Inklingalong. Probably make a video separate just for that once I know for sure what we're doing with Steve and company. We're trying to get some other people together. We're going to make a big thing out of it from the sounds of it. So I'm looking forward to reading the Silmarillion with a whole bunch of you, and I hope whenever it happens to end up that a lot of you can join us on this, because it's wonderful. There's some excellent tales in the Silmarillion, and having a bunch of people to chat about it with can really help. So that's kind of my future plans, what I'm looking at, what I'm planning on reading in June. Again, I'll have links to the Discord for Victoria, which is where we will be doing the discussion of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight and the Pilgrim's Regress. I'll have a link to my Discord, where you can get in, and we'll be talking the Canto-a-day. I'll talk about anything Appendix N. I've got a separate little thing for each of the authors in there, so you can throw suggestions at me. You can join in on it and read some of those authors as well. Yeah, thank you for watching, and have a good night.